The Netherlands has a rich history in terms of protecting our coastline and delta areas. Now, in the early 21st century, a different approach is needed that reinforces the synergy between flood defenses and the natural system. This time, the solution is not set in concrete. It is made of sand, and it is constantly on the move. These sandy solutions to coastal development follow the principles of building with nature. By making intelligent use of natural processes, several functions are combined into a single design. Such a multifunctional approach means we have to learn to understand and predict the various aspects involved. That is the main aim of NatureCoast. A perfect example of a sandy solution is the Sand Motor, a massive sand deposit of 21.5 million cubic meters on the Dutch coast. It will be spread along the coast and in the direction of the dunes by the waves, wind and tide over the next 20 years. At the same time, it creates room for nature and recreation. NatureCoast draws on the Sand Motor as a source of inspiration, using it as a case study of a sandy solution.
The Sand Motor is very important in our quest for protecting our coasts on the longer term, for instance against sea level rise. It's a new way in which we try to avoid damage to the ecosystem. We try and put enough sediment, enough sand in the coastal system for 20 years so that we don't have to return every 3 to 5 years with very strong impacts on the ecosystem. This is a large-scale project, and so there will be large-scale effects. Of course, we hope that most of these effects will be positive, but we can only be sure if we closely monitor and analyze the data. It's so hard to predict because it's an experiment that has never been done before, not on a local, regional, European or global scale.
The NatureCoast researchers are studying the morphology, dune formation, hydrology, geochemistry, ecology and social processes involved at the Sand Motor.
We use a range of techniques to study the developments of the Sand Motor. One I'm involved in myself is related to the Argus Tower. We have mounted on top of that tower a set of cameras that take image data on a very regular basis, and we use the data to study, for example, the movement of sediment by wind. And other researchers use it to study, for example, the movement of nearshore sandbars or swimmer safety. Yeah, so what's special in this project is that we have scientists that come from a range of disciplines, so not only people that know all about the waves or the processes that move the sand on the sand engine, but also people that know a lot about, for example, the vegetation and the interaction with the other processes, and as well social aspects of this large intervention.
The innovative aspect of our approach is that we integrate the different research disciplines. And we do this by defining interdisciplinary research topics, which brings together the research and the researchers.
The NatureCoast researchers actively work together in bringing their findings together. In addition to the integration of the research disciplines, there is ongoing collaboration with public and private parties.
The success of Sand Motor type solutions also depends on the interactions between public and private actors. By studying these interactions in different governance settings, we learn about the viability of Sand Motor type solutions in different contexts, national and also international.
We developed the concept on the scale of a coastline, but when it's implemented, it has to be implemented more locally. It's this concept of linking both the design and its follow-up implementation and maintenance, and learning from that process of linking, that gives us an edge in coastal engineering internationally. Well, what I consider very special about the organizations is the broad involvement. We have 5 universities involved, commercial and governmental actors. These include dredging companies, local and regional government, and also societal organizations like the Sea Rescue. By being included in that way, we learn from each other, and that's a unique selling point of Dutch research.
With this knowledge at hand, it is just a small step to developing new applications around the globe, where the NatureCoast approach can serve as an example for countries who want to work with sandy solutions.
The project strives to transform new knowledge into empirical relations, tools, and numerical modeling. And these instruments can be used to explore new opportunities for sandy strategies worldwide.
More than 70% of coastlines throughout the world are eroding. At the same time, economic value and population pressures in these areas are rising rapidly. Given expectations about climate change, the challenges for the decades to come are increasingly challenging. The Sand Motor is an inventive response to those challenges. It is tailored to the situation at the Dutch coast. Elsewhere in the world, the dynamics relating to nature and people are different, and so optimal solutions will take different shapes.
The aim of NatureCoast is to obtain generic understanding of the landscape evolution monitored here along the Delfland coast. And we believe that based on our generic understanding of the landscape evolution here, we can come up with innovative, alternative sandy strategies at other locations in the world.
NatureCoast is putting this into practice by teaming up with industry, consultants and the research world to elaborate a number of international case studies. There has already been interest in sandy solutions like the Sand Motor from abroad, with different purposes in mind.
So the whole idea is not to sell a pile of sand and to put it somewhere at another location in the world. The idea is that we sell our understanding of landscape evolution, that we can come up with, let's say, solutions that fit multiple purposes at several locations in the world.
The global challenge in the 21st century is to create efficient and sustainable solutions for the development of our coastal area. Developing and applying top-level knowledge gets us ever closer to multifunctional sandy solutions that are feasible, affordable and sustainable. That's what NatureCoast stands for.